Ladies and gentlemen, it's playoff time from Kennedy High School. The Eagles host the Delano Tigers on BEC-TV for the girls basketball 6-3A quarterfinal. Hello everybody, Alex running alongside our crew here for tonight's game. Let's throw it down to the house to meet the starting lineups of the Kennedy Eagles and the Delano Tigers right here only on the Station of Champions.
Junior guard number 11, Kelly Peterson. A freshman forward, number 32, Nora Danielson. And a freshman point guard, number 34, Sydney Schmidt. Now let's meet the Kennedy Eagles. A 5'6" junior guard, number 5, Ashley Burchett. A 5'9" senior guard, number 12, Isabel Miller. A 5'11" forward and a senior number 22, Malia Shaw. A 5'9" junior guard number 23, Naraya Dismukes. And a 5'10" senior forward number 25, Callie Kopka. The coaching staff for Delano, the head coach is Seth Potter. He is assisted by Tori Spanier, Andy Atkinson, Lindsay Westfall, and Drew Waldling. Managers for the Tigers, Marissa Wico, Izzy Nelson, and Richard Simmons. Well,
despite COVID quarantine and all, the Kennedy Eagles are at the hardwood and in time for the playoffs, and Delano with a very trying and very interesting season for this young team. It's going to be a very, very fun game to watch tonight between these two teams. Kennedy, by the way, has not allowed more than 20 points in the second half of 5 out of the 12 games played during the regular season. 2 of those games were back-to-back, and Delano has had 5 players score 8 or more points in their win over New Prague, which was their last regular season meet or game of the year. A lot of young bloods looking to prove themselves here tonight in the 6-3A quarterfinal between Kennedy and Delano, now underway from Kennedy High School. Ashley Burchett started the game for Kennedy. Look for her. She can be so disruptive. She's able to create all kinds of lanes. Look for Kelly Kopka, number 25 on defense for Kennedy. And also look out for her, Isabel Miller, missing the 3. She can get real deadly if she's given the chance. And we're going to get a jump ball, our first of the game. And the possession arrow to the Delano Tigers. They will get the ball off the jump. And so here come the Tigers offense. And this is a team that just really likes to get going, and especially after their win against New Prague. And taking it to overtime. Actually, correction, I don't know why I keep thinking they won. They actually did lose that game, but they took it to overtime, did Delano. Meanwhile, the ball is still on the ground being fought for, and Kennedy comes away with it. So no jump ball. Nice feed inside, and that one's taken away by Delano's defense. Here come the Tigers up the floor. To the corner for 3. Yes! Kelly Peterson finds pay dirt in the first bucket of the game. Falls for the Delano Tigers. Kennedy now trying with a response from the key, driving in, kicking out. Kennedy trying to work this, what appears to be a 2-3 zone defense. Burchett wanted to take a shot from 3, trying to get separation from the outside, hands it off. Nice drive into the interior, and we're going to get a foul called down low as number 23 for Kennedy, Naraya Dismukes, drove to the basket for the Kennedy Eagles. Will be Delano's first foul of the night. Number 5, Ashley Burchett to throw it in for the Kennedy Eagles. One of their star young players, averages 14.9 points a game. She's also their leading scorer last year as well. Very talented player, great footwork, and a real nose for the basketball. Oh, and here's a wide open 3, and another! Taking it to him from downtown. Delano drills another 3-point dagger. Kennedy's got to respond here, and they almost did with that drive inside by Burchett, taken away by Delano's defense. Remember, Delano could spread the ball around quite efficiently. They didn't that time as that ball went way out of bounds, and a turnover right back to Kennedy. Dismukes with the throw in for the Eagles. Miller will take it up the court. Ashley Burchett wants a drive, but she traveled and a turnover. And we're going to get a quick whistle. And a last-second substitution, Green into the game now for the Kennedy Eagles. That's what that whistle was for. Nice moving play, nice feed underneath. Delano getting things rolling for the corner three, off the rim, no good offensive rebound. And now they're going to work it out. Good job by Peterson moments ago to secure that rebound, and now with a second chance opportunity. Does not go for the Delano Tigers. That three no good. Here comes Kennedy. Isabel Miller. And now Kopka trying to find something going here. Here's Green to the bucket. Got it! Maya Green with Kennedy's first bucket of the night. And Kennedy trying to put on that paint presence. They did it nicely there. And as you can see, they're fired up defensively around this perimeter. Kopka showing good defense. She played great defense this season for Kennedy, and she continues to be disruptive there. Oh, and she took it away. Showing you why Kennedy's defense is not to be taken lightly, as she just done pickpocketed her moments ago. Kopka will get it here, and we are going to get a foul with 4:13 to go here in the first half. And an offensive foul committed by the Kennedy Eagles on Maya Green will be another turnover for the Eagles, and now Delano has a chance to continue that great offensive pressure they provided so far out the gate in the first half. Here's a nice little jumper, and that one's no good, off the mark. Brown Jacola missed it for Delano, and so was that last shot also missed by Isabel Miller, number 12. And in transition, Delano gets the bucket. Kelly Peterson with another bucket here in the first half. Burchett, she's going to drive in, kicks it back out. Miller for three, no, off the front of the rim. Kennedy's got to slow it down in transition. That's where Delano likes to be. That's their comfort zone on offense. And now Kennedy showing some good pressure here, but they forgot her and almost made her pay. Good rebound by Kopka. The shot no good by Maddie Elstead for the Delano Tigers, number 2. Burchett wants a three. Got it from the top of the key. Ashley Burchett with her first three-pointer and Kennedy's first three of the night. Came with just over 12 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first half. Kicking it around. Contested three-pointer is off the mark as Elstead could not hit. Kennedy looking to make some good points out of this. Miller is able to keep that one alive for Kennedy, keeping that last sequence from going out of bounds. Here's a drive and a score! Malia Shaw puts it in for the Kennedy Eagles, down low. Kennedy is now within one. And that gym is fired up. And that last three, no good. Offensive rebound by Delano, though the putback is also no good. Elstad's initial shot, no good, and then Peterson tried to put it back up. Didn't go for Delano either. Quick pull-up, and that one is well short of the rim, no good, as Maya Green could not hit that last bucket for the Kennedy Eagles. Nice pass inside, quick feed, and a quick score. Jackala with the easy 2 points. Well, I guess it's not an easy 2 points. Nothing ever is. But they darn made it look easy on that last play. Delano with a lot of good passes so far. That's one of the key things that they've been working on this season. And they're definitely showing a lot of improvement in that category. And again, two very young teams, just in general here to note. And a very good chance. Oh, and another Kennedy travel as Kopka the guilty party. Nariah Dismukes is back into the game for the Kennedy Eagles, and Gabby Brown, number 44, into the game to see some action for the navy blue and gold of Kennedy. Taylor Toole, the leading scorer for these Delano Tigers, is into the game, and it's pretty hard to miss her on the court. Taylor Toole wearing number 23 for the Delano Tigers in the orange and white. Toole averaging 12.5 points a game. Season high with 19. And a lot of these Delano players have had season high double-digit scoring marks on the stat sheet. Meanwhile, here come the Kennedy Eagles the other way. Here's Burchett kicking it out. Green is open, and she connects. It's a long two, but it connects for Kennedy, and they are back within one. Kennedy in what appears to be a 3-2 zone, but Delano's going to slice right through that. A nice pass into the interior, and a great finish by Taylor Toole. And with the kind of presence that Taylor Toole provides to her team all around, it makes defenses have to retool their game plan. Oh, and that shot goes! It's a big three, and it's a contested three for none other than Maya Green, who's been on fire in this first half for Kennedy in the scoring column. Delano getting it out to the corner, another three, and she connects again. Elstad, also electric. And it's another critical three for Delano here early on. Here's Burchett. Trying to get it to Green, but a great disruption, and here come the Tigers in transition. Look the heck out. Nice pass inside, going to the key for the three-pointer, no good. Tipped up and a good rebound by Dismukes. Here's Burchett with it up the floor. Tries to draw a foul, and instead, it's a charge. Looks like Burchett tried to Euro step and try and draw the foul, but Delano is prepared for that, and they drew the charge. So no basket, of course, due to that offensive foul. Kendall Dreger is in for the Delano Tigers. And she passes it in here, disrupted and taken by Green. Here comes Green up the court with some assistance. That's high off the glass. We're going to get a foul as Kennedy attempted to get the rebound down low. And, of course, another throw in for Kennedy. Glad you could be with us on this Wednesday night for section playoff girls basketball. And with all of the crappy weather we've been having, it's great to see a great game and some good moments happen tonight. And drawing the foul going up is number 44, Gabby Brown, and she will be awarded Kennedy's first free throw line invitation of the night. Deviana Singleton Buchanan, number 24 for the Kennedy Eagles, checks in. As Gabby Brown about to make her second charity stripe attempt. And that one didn't quite go. Gabby Brown, averaging about 3.5 points a game. Although a lot of the hard work that she does, you can't really document on the stat sheet. She's such a big component for Kennedy in the size category. Very crucial down there, helps hold the fort down in the paint. A lot of the nitty-gritty work. Kennedy's gonna have to do some of that here as they get in transition, trying to drive it up. Here is a big shot. That rattles in. Samara Buchanan, the other Buchanan on the court, hits it for Kennedy. Nice disruption in the lane. Nariah Dismukes is able to provide the rejection, and Kennedy going the other way. Buchanan with a drive, throws it up, not quite able to get the friendly bounce even off the glass. How about that fight under the rim to get the rebound back by number 23 of Kennedy, Nariah Dismukes. And here is Burchett kicking it out. Dismukes drives, and she's gonna draw the foul. Let's take another look in here.
Falls on number 10, Tana Peterson. That is her second.
Tana Peterson called for her second foul.
Nariah Dismukes at the line shooting 2.
Dismukes off on the free throw attempt.
Checking in for Delano, number 5, Bronwyn Jackala, and 34, Sydney Schmidt.
Jackala and Schmidt are now in for Delano. Nariah Dismukes for her second attempt at the free throw line. And she cannot make both. Kennedy showing what appears to be a 3-2 zone. Trying to take away the perimeter, knowing just the kind of chances that Delano has had, but Delano's been able to move the ball very well. And a quick pull-up jumper, a big rainbow off the back of the rim. Delano still keeps it. Moving it around continually here as Kennedy continues to challenge that perimeter. Oh, but they forgot another factor. Oh, she missed, but the putback is good. Waste management coming through for Delano, and another bucket down low. Ashley Burchett, oh, I think that was a travel. The Delano fans seem to think at least, and another turnover. And here comes Delano in transition once again. And going up, and the ball was stripped clean into play, no foul.
25, Kelly Kopka now back in.
Another key defensive stud for Kennedy, number 25, Kelly Kopka is now in, and another stud from downtown. Isabel Miller checks back in. Gabby Brown will have a seat. Delano continue to show very well what they've been working on to improve, and it's that passing game, and we're going to get a foul on that baseline. As we get another look at it here.
Falls on number 25,
Kelly
Kelly Kopka.
Kopka was called for the foul, and coming in for Delano is Maddie Elstead. So Delano gets another key scoring component, Elstad, back onto the court. And she'll get it here. She'll fling it for 3, and it is in and out. Kopka with the rebound. Approaching 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Kopka looking for somebody. Kennedy trying to shake this defense. And Burchett heaves it up, and it's no good for 3. Rebounded by Elstad underneath. Delano's been able to really keep the pace of this game up. Not just with the speed, but also the scoring. How about this? Taylor Toole. Taylor Toole getting into it from downtown for the Delano 3-point shot. And Kennedy right now, they need to really attack that interior, but first I guess you got to get some of the footwork down. There's another travel call on Kennedy. Buchanan out, Shaw is in. New Kennedy substitution. A pass in, a little mishandled along the baseline. It's still good. Going up and drawing the foul is number 32, Nora Danielson, and she will head to the free throw line for a pair of free throw attempts.
Team's fourth, we got 2 for 32, Danielson.
And Danielson is able to hit the front end of her attempts. Maya Green back in for Kennedy, another one of the key scoring pieces for the Kennedy Eagles in this half. And so you can count them both. Danielson is perfect from the charity stripe. Well, with that visit at least. Burchett getting challenged, being driven back out. Burchett gives it to Green. Kennedy trying to shake this zone defense Delano is in right now, or what appears to be, and we're going to get another foul called on the floor.
Falls on number 34, Sydney Schmidt from Delano, her first.
Sydney Schmidt called for the foul, and so that brings the Delano total to 5. You've got only one more foul to give before Kennedy's in the bonus. That pass didn't work out as intended. They're able to get it out to Kopka, and that three is no good. Out of bounds, went over. And so Delano will get the ball back here with just under 4.5 minutes to go in the first half of this 6-3A semifinal showdown between Delano and Kennedy right here on BEC-TV. Here's another big three, and it's good! Sydney Schmidt making them pay. All kinds of three-pointers have been raining terror on Kennedy, and it has forced Quentin Johnson to call timeout.
Timeout called by Kennedy. It's her first timeout.
Interesting couple of facts for these two teams tonight regarding the section quarterfinal. So both of these teams have a very good shot at winning tonight's game and getting a big quarterfinal win that their schools have not seen in a while if they take it home. Kennedy has not won in the section quarterfinal since 2017 when they beat St. Paul Harding by a score of 73-47 right here, as that shot doesn't go. And another foul on the court. Meanwhile, Delano has not beaten an opponent in the section quarterfinal since their win over Dassel Cokato in 2016. That game was decided by a 60-48 score, with Delano only allowing 16 points in the first half. And with how this offense has been moving here in the first half, it's easy to see why. They always have you in transition and on your heels. That's the way they love to play. They've also made it rain on Kennedy for three. That one didn't quite go, but you get to see how many chances Delano has had to try and put chips in the armor of Kennedy, and they've done a really good job of that. Here's Burchett with a drive. That one's a little short, and she got her own rebound. Green now has it. Pass from Miller. Burchett from the key. Not able to go. Gremlins in the hoop for Kennedy in the back half of this first half. Kopka. She's got it! A big three for Kennedy. And some energy back into the Kennedy fans after that last great-looking shot from Kelly Kopka. And that responding three-point attempt didn't go quite as planned. Delano still has possession, though. That last three-point attempt missed by Kelly Peterson, number 11 for Delano. And she could not quite get the handle on that one. Pass was too high, and a turnover. Kennedy basketball. Taylor Toole back in for the Delano Tigers. Here's Burchett trying to make a drive and kick out to Miller. And Burchett, she wants to find another lane and does, and cannot quite put that one in. Her teammate with the follow-up and able to draw the foul is number 22. Malia Shaw going to the free throw line for Kennedy.
That is her second. Team 6, we got 2 shots.
So no more fouls to give for Delano. They're at 6 right now. As Malia Shaw makes the first of her 2 free throw attempts.
Shots now 1, Malia Shaw.
And there is Malia Shaw at the free throw line, averaging 3.9 points a game in the regular season. And she's able to contribute to the Kennedy scoring here in the first half from the charity stripe. Kennedy switching to a man defense here as Delano works him around. Driving to the rim, not quite enough, and Burchett is able to take it away. Here's Ashley Burchett, tried to put the move on and fell down. And a jump ball at the end of it. Looks like Burchett tried to put a little hesitation move on as she drove to the hoop and ended up getting the floor instead. Quick three from Kopka, goes! Kelly Kopka turning it on. With about a minute and a half to go in the first half, and Kennedy now at 22, only down by a 3-point shot. Delano trying to work it in and out, trying to knead the dough. Stretch this Kennedy defense up. Big arcing shot way off the mark, and it's taken away by Kennedy. Here's Burchett in transition. Good defense, though, and adjustment by Delano to force Kennedy to slow it down. Working it around, and here's a good drive to the basket, and taken away from her clean. Malia Shaw denied down low, and here comes Delano. A quick few passes, and a travel. A little bit too quick on that transition sequence by Delano, and that's a very, very positive occurrence for Kennedy. They've got the turnover bug in this first half, way more than Delano, and a lot of you Kennedy fans are probably thinking, gosh, about time a traveling call go our way. Kennedy so far trying to finish out this first half strong, and they're doing a good job of that so far. Here is Miller open for three. Not enough. Just a little bit too much on that touch. Oh boy, that was a nice pass and a great follow through on the shot. And Tana Peterson making Kennedy pay. And that's good rhythm by Peterson. You want to get the ball, you want to establish your feet, and then go up. Did not rush the shot and just put it up. She let it roll. That's what Burchett's going to try and do. And she's going to make Delano pay right up in the lane. And with a nice bucket by Burchett, that is how the first half will conclude from Kennedy High School. The two Youngblood teams of Kennedy and Delano with a Delano 28-24 lead here at halftime. Stick around because the second half will be back after halftime. You're watching BEC-TV Section Playoff Basketball. Welcome back to the start of the second half here at Kennedy High School. The 6-3A quarterfinal game between Delano and Kennedy. Already a very entertaining matchup as anticipated. Two very young teams going bit for bit. Peterson, number 10, to throw it in for Delano as the Tigers will start with possession here to begin the second half. Delano very aggressive in transition and also from three, as they've been all game. Oh, and mishandling it down low was Miss Mukes. And Kennedy gets a putback. Oh no, that was Delano, excuse me. Still stuck in the first half, with that being Kennedy's side of the court, obviously switched. And Danielson going up and getting the and one. So here's a nice three-point play to start the second half for Delano in the scoring category. Kennedy tried to work the paint and did very well towards the end of the first half, but that last interior scoring chance did not quite go for the Eagles. Delano continues to work that passing game so well. They've been able to find a lot of little nifty holes in this Kennedy defense. So continue to working on that perimeter. Delano tries the feed inside, has to give it out. Kennedy definitely toughening up on that interior defense, and another hole is found, but the shot is no good. Big stop for Kennedy's defense down low as Kennedy now has offensive possession. And Kennedy again not able to find points in the paint. And that went off somebody's foot. And Gabby Brown, number 44 for the Kennedy Eagles, comes back into the game. Gabrielle Brown saw some time in the first half. It's a critical piece for Kennedy's physical game down low. Ashley Burchett showing good defense. And a shot for three off the mark. Danielson could not hit from three-point range. Up the floor and drawing the foul is Dismukes, number 23 for Kennedy, and she will head to the charity stripe. Peterson called for the foul, and Dismukes will hit the first of her two attempts at the line. This has been a very interesting game. Kennedy very well rested after coming out of a extended period in quarantine after exposure to the coronavirus. It's great to see the team back out on the court in time for section playoffs, and good to see that everyone, as it appears, is doing all right. And Kopka missed that three-pointer. She had a couple of great three-point shots that were made towards the end of the first half for Kennedy. Bit the dust on that one in the drive in, and ball out of bounds, losing the handle was Danielson, and a turnover. Kennedy will get the ball. Quick pitch out for three. That is no good, as Dismukes could not find a desperately needed Kennedy point on that last three-point attempt. Schmidt hands it off. And Delano trying to work it in, and another great defensive play by Kelly Kopka. But look out from behind as Sydney Schmidt can catch up to you, and she did. And here comes the quick turnaround for Delano. And that transition basket does not fall. It's a good jump on that last fast break bucket attempt by Peterson, number 10 for Delano, but couldn't put it through. Here we go into Gabby Brown, posting up and posting A 2-point bucket for Kennedy on the scoreboard. Kennedy now down by 4. Kicks it back out and back in again. In the lane, draws the foul. Gabby Brown called for the foul, and Jackala at the line. Correction, not at the line. So it is a non-shooting foul. I guess some of the players as well as I thought that that was a shooting foul, but it's not. The foul was called on the floor. So we will get a throw in by Delano. Nice find, quick shot, no good. Field goal does not go for Taylor Toole. And that Kennedy drive is rejected, but look at Green fight for that ball on the baseline and keeps it alive. Kopka for 3, off the mark. Gabby Brown fighting for the rebound, ball out of bounds, and it is off a Delano Tiger, off of Maddie Elstead. And so it will stay with the Kennedy Eagles. Burchett to throw it in. Kopka with it, feeds inside to Brown, off the glass, and she's got it again. Has that bench hooting and hollering after that last post up inside. For somebody who only averaged around 3.5 points a game in the regular season, Gabby Brown turning it on tonight. And that 3 rattles in and out. The putback is good. Elstead is there with a safety net in garbage time. Burchett, nice moves, into the lane, and the touch. Ashley Burchett with a great finish at the end. Very flamboyant, Ashley Burchett, when she gets a little bit of space. Very creative, and that pass, and the shot rejected inside, and Kennedy's able to create another turnover. Here we freaking go. Miller for 3, she's got it! Kennedy! Kennedy on fire! And they have their first lead of the half. And it's out of bounds! A bad play on the baseline. Or actually, it was a great play. Burchett threw it off of a Delano Tiger, but I gotta tell you, it was going all Delano's way, and then Kennedy just turned on a switch somewhere. I don't know where the heck they found it, but they most certainly did, and it's been that interior presence that they've been trying to get going for so many different possessions in this game, and it finally is starting to click for them. And of course, the Miller 3 on top of all of that. Kennedy out in front by 1. So now we'll see what kind of defense Coach Seth Potter dials up for the Delano Tigers. After Kennedy's continuing reign of terror on the inside against the Delano D. Kopka, quick pass, and another travel. Goodness gracious. Kennedy was hoping to get rid of that bug that they somehow caught in the first half and early on, and well, it finds him again on that last possession. Good defense by Kopka. Very disruptive player, especially on that edge. She has pickpocketed a couple of people tonight, and that drive is going to find pay dirt for Delano. A great play at the hoop by Taylor Toole. A little bit of an awkward angle, but she's able to make it. And with that size Taylor Tool has, makes it a little easier. And of course, it's pretty easy if you've got the low center of gravity and the shiftiness. If you're Ashley Burchett to make that last Kennedy field goal driving in. Maya Green and Burchett at the top with some pressure for Kennedy. Pass in is too far. And Delano still stays with it. For three in the corner, no. Maya Green with the rebound as Maddie Olstead couldn't put it through for Delano. Ball is out of bounds, and it will stay with the Tigers. 2 new subs coming in. Tana Peterson checks into the game for Delano. And Nora Danielson. Good drive inside, post up, no good. Kopka the putback, draws the foul. Playing great cleanup buckets. It's Kelly Kopka cleaning up for Samira Buchanan down low. So 2 shots coming up for Kelly Kopka, following the foul that she drew, going for the putback basket. And Kopka is able to add one more. (37-35) Kennedy. Kennedy trying to tie their biggest lead of the night, cannot. So here come the Tigers up the floor, and again, it's that signature transition fast break or fast break. And Kennedy seems to be acclimating, that's even a word, to this offense quite well. And a travel is called in the meantime, and a turnover by Delano. So another gift as the ball goes right back to the Kennedy offense. Burchett, nice feed underneath Buchanan, goes up and draws the foul. Another great interior pass, this time by Burchett. Sydney Schmidt was called for the foul, and that will send Samira Buchanan, number 32, to the line. The 5'10" junior forward. Not able to hit the front end of her attempts. And this is huge for Kennedy. With Kennedy's last few trips to the free throw line, it's done a whole big favor for their defense, trying to take away some of this fast break energy Delano has presented to Kennedy all game. Delano trying to work it in. And to work it out, another travel by Delano. Again, Delano trying to knead the dough, work that Kennedy defense out a little bit, but a turnover to the Kennedy Eagles, and so now another gift in a half that just has kept on giving more often than not for this Kennedy offense and defensive unit. Kennedy trying to figure out this coverage here, shown by Delano. Here's Burchett to Green, pull up, no basket, travel called. A little bit of a break there for Delano as Kennedy gets called with a travel on the ensuing possession to their offensive possession. Their last that ended in a travel. Delano trying a lot of shake and bake so far, but Kennedy's defense remaining strong. She could have taken a three there, instead drives in, and she's gonna get rewarded for it. Tana Peterson taking it to the hoop. Here's Burchett with the drive, loses the ball on the ground, still going for it, and Delano has it. But disrupted, look out. And a foul. Ashley Burchett called with that last foul, and Delano will draw Kennedy's third foul. Game tied at 37, 10 minutes to go here in the second half. In this Section 6-3A quarterfinal, feed inside, going post up and getting it is number 23, Taylor Toole for the Delano Tigers. Second half so far, much more back and forth than the first. But overall, not to take away from a very entertaining night of basketball. Both of these two young teams have a lot to show as we get another foul on the floor. Taylor Toole with the throw-in for the Delano Tigers. Kennedy in the 2-3 zone. Trying to mix it up, maybe into man coverage. Finding a lane, driving baseline, and out of bounds. Good disruption in the lane by the Kennedy defense. And Maya Green was down there on that last defensive stance for Kennedy, and here's Miller hitting the three. Isabel Miller able to hit from three again as she's starting to heat up from downtown. And that one is badly missed, although good effort by Taylor Toole. Nice pass into Green. And Green's gonna find it. Another Kennedy bucket, and this time Kennedy has its largest lead of the second half. Quick pull-up jumper, no friendly rim for Delano. Kopka with a pass, picked off, and does not go. The open bucket missed by Sydney Schmidt. And trying to throw it off of Kennedy's, Kelly Kopka, and does, is Nora Danielson. Good play. Gabby Brown subs in for the Kennedy Eagles down low as Delano looks to get things going on attack offensively. Nice feed inside. That one a little bit too powerful off the glass as Jackala couldn't make it. Peterson's third foul called in the half. Kennedy now looking to get it going again offensively. The middle of this second half has definitely been within the control of Kennedy, but not without some sort of fierce contest as expected by Delano. Burchett trying to put the moves on, trying to create a little separation, has to give it away. Miller trying to find some room around the edge. And Kennedy will reset offensively, trying to work this defense a little bit more. Less than 7.5 to go here in the second half. Kennedy hasn't won since 2017. And my goodness. And Kennedy turns the ball over. And Delano will get it right back. Kennedy, as I was about to say, has not won in the section quarterfinal since 2017 when they beat St. Paul Harding right here in this gym. Boy, would they like to rewrite that script here tonight. Kelly Kopka being disruptive over there with Miller. Delano's able to still get it in. Nice feed to the baseline and a great rejection. Gabby Brown showing you how it's done. And those are the kind of stats that I don't think can really all be recorded with the way that she sets herself down inside of that paint. She's worked hard in this game. Ooh. Keeping it in. Samara Buchanan on that baseline. Here's Burchett with it. Working around, pull-up jumper. That one's short, rebounded. And now the putback. Gabby Brown missed. In the air, Brown tries to come down with it, and Delano is able to secure it. Jackala with it. Hands it off. Big three. No good for Maddie Olstad. And Kennedy is going to get possession here and a timeout taken. Kennedy trailed the majority of the first half, and now the Kennedy Eagles and their defense and interior play has really turned the tables in the second half. And it would be a really fun story to have take place. Kennedy having to go into quarantine due to exposure to the coronavirus. And then coming out of that quarantine, playing a great evening of basketball. And Delano has worked hard all year to find their stride and especially work at passing. That's been one of their key focal points as a team to work on, and they've done that very well so far in this game. I don't think you could have done it any better than they have already so far. And of course, seeing all the great fans that showed up for tonight's game, still supporting the team through the pandemic and all. Big shout out to both fan bases for Delano and Kennedy. Also, a big shout out to our Facebook Live viewers. Be sure to tell us where you are viewing the Station of Champions from. We'd like to hear it. We've had people all the way from Delaware and Arizona to even Canada. Yes, folks, Canada. Tune into the program, so we'd love to hear where you're from. And hearing all the great feedback has been really cool from all of you guys out there. We appreciate it. Miller, not quite from three. Delano, a pick play here. Trying to shake this perimeter defense for Kennedy. Kelly Kopka still out there on the perimeter for Kennedy, so Kennedy a very strong piece. Holding down the fort. Same with Miller providing some good pressure, and that was a great find, but a little off on the execution, trying to get it to Jackala down low towards the baseline. This is where Kennedy's paint presence is really starting to pay off against Delano. Delano might have a really good exterior game. Great transition play. Meanwhile, Kennedy almost had it taken away from him. But Kennedy has been able to take this game back by taking it to the paint. Here's Burchett with a drive. Can't quite get it to go. Rebound by Schmidt. Here she goes up the floor. Pass. Little off, but corralled and heaved toward the basket. No good by Elstad. Very low percentage shot, kind of turning around off balance a little bit. Going up and not quite getting it. It's Naraya Smukes. So Delano able to get it going the other way, under 5 minutes to go. Delano looking for their first section quarterfinal win since 2016. For three, no good for Elstad again. But look who's wide open for another chance, and that one's denied. Sydney Schmidt couldn't put it through, but Delano is going to get a big positive out of that last ensuing sequence of actions, and so another throw in for Delano, courtesy of Danielson, number 32. Elstad working around into the lane and draws the foul, going right to the hoop. So Elstad will go to the line, and that will be Kennedy's fourth foul. Dismukes called for the foul. And that free throw no good by Elstad. Maddie Elstad with a season average of just a little over 6.5 points per game. Able to hit the second attempt out of her 2 shots. Taken at the free throw line. Miller with a feed inside to Brown, going up and jump ball. And it's going to stay with Kennedy as the possession arrow points to the hometown side of the hardwood. Burchett to throw it in for Kennedy. And a turnover by Kennedy. My goodness. Taylor Toole now checks in for the Delano Tigers. Been a very close game for most of this second half and throughout the whole game in general. It's been very fun. Getting it off the ground. Here's a drive. And that is no good. Kopka fighting for the rebound. And a foul is called. That is now the 5th foul on Delano. Delano only one more foul to give before Kennedy is in the bonus. So see what kind of interior strategy Kennedy wants to play toward. It's chuck it up. That one's no good by Ashley Burchett. As Taylor Toole secured the rebound for Delano. Quick pull-up 3. No good. And the last 3-point attempt was no good by Danielson. Jump ball on the floor, and the possession arrow on that jump ball to Delano. Danielson throws it in. Schmidt handles. Schmidt a pass in to Toole. Posting up on Brown. Has to kick it back out. Ooh. Schmidt now takes it in. Feeds underneath. Oh, and the layup is missed. Kelly Peterson couldn't finish along that baseline. Another little Christmas present for Kennedy. Another missed basket for Delano on the last possession for Delano's offense. And here's Miller. Kelly Kopka trying to get some help for Burchett. Burchett able to regain control after losing it for a second. Here's Burchett with a drive. Not able to quite find the friendly bounce. Ball on the ground, picked up, and Delano comes away with it. Here's Danielson. Feeds it inside to Toole. Taylor Toole looking for somebody. Toole gets it back. Feed onto the baseline. Back out, pull-up jumper. And Toole's shot is no good. But Elstad was there moments ago to keep the play alive for Delano's offense. Under 2 minutes to go here at Kennedy High School. Toole to the bucket, no. Clean up basket, yes. Nora Danielson finishes with some waste management. And the big frames putting up a couple of big points for Delano and a timeout. Despite the fact that Kennedy has held most of the tempo in their possession in the second half, Delano seems to be getting a lot of that back as we are tied at 42. With the winner, in all likelihood, probably going to be on their way to Holy Angels. And we're going to try and get the section bracket up for you here in a moment. But no matter who goes home the winner tonight, folks, this has been a very, very entertaining game. One of the more entertaining games for both of these two teams out of the course of the entire year. Not a whole lot of close games for these two teams. Here we go, the final minute and a half as the fans are now making some noise. And it's been a very ruckus second half, and in a great way. See what Kennedy can do here on their offensive possession. They try and work it around. You got to be aware of that Delano press. It's also something they're known for. Miller, no good on the three. Got some Eagles to challenge that in the lane, but Delano's able to take it away. Schmidt with the ball. 1 minute remaining in this game. Tied at 42. And we are going to get, I believe it's a timeout. And of course the Kennedy bench taking exception to that. And Quentin Johnson, the Kennedy Eagle head coach, expressing his 2 cents. Also the official as well.
Okay, that's it, right. All right. Okay, watch the inbound and stepping in.
So after a moment of controversy, score knotted at 42 with 56.6 seconds remaining on the scoreboard.
Sideline.
The officials are now trying to figure out where they're going to get the Delano throw-in going from, and number 11, Kelly Peterson, to throw it in for the Tigers. Clock is now going. Crunch time for Kennedy and Delano. Who wants to go to the semifinal? Delano hadn't been there since 2016. Kennedy a year after that in 2017. Drive, Schmidt, got the bucket! Sidney Schmidt. Slathers one on the scoreboard, and the lead is back for Delano. Here's Burchett, and she got it the other way. 20 seconds to go. It's on, ladies and gents, from Kennedy High School. Elstad, now to Schmidt. 10 seconds left. Delano trying to play for the last shot. Well, except for that timeout. Quick timeout taken by Seth Potter, the head coach of the Delano Tigers. And we have a tie game with 7.9 seconds on the clock. And I know I mentioned it before at the start of the game, Delano, in their last regular season game against New Prague, they went to overtime. And they lost 7-2 in that overtime period. New Prague got the win. So it'd be very interesting if Delano were to get the back-to-back overtime experience. Kennedy, on the other hand, has yet to experience an overtime. It all comes down to this. Kennedy straight out of quarantine, looking to go straight into the section semifinal. Delano looking to take their entourage to the semifinal, and in all likelihood will probably play Holy Angels.
Time out, time out, time out.
And Quentin Johnson's going to counter with another strategic timeout here. He wants a little bit more time to talk about it with his squad. Big question here is, what would you do if you're Quentin Johnson? And with the way that things have been going here so far towards the end of the second half, a lot of interior play, so I would assume you got to put the bigger bodies down in there, but we'll see what Kennedy comes out with here out of the timeout, as well as Delano. So the teams come out of the timeout. And apparently the clock started before the official gave the signal. So we're going to take a quick second here to reset the game clock. There we go, 7.9 is back on there. Can Kennedy's defense hold? Delano wants a trip to the semis for the first time since 2016. And a timeout again by Delano. And Kennedy wants to go back to the semifinal for the first time since 2017. Last time Kennedy was there, they beat St. Paul Harding handily in this gym. And no matter how the end of this game plays out, these two teams have played a very great developing season. A lot of improvement. I know the record doesn't really do that justice, but let me tell you, I see a lot of great improvement from Delano in their efficiency to move the basketball around, especially in the interior, in the fast break, the run and gun. And it's what those gals do best. And a lot of those gals out on the court for Delano, they've been playing with each other for a long time, so the chemistry's definitely there. Same for Kennedy. Delano on their roster only has 2 seniors compared to Kennedy's 4 seniors. Kennedy definitely the more experienced team by the measure of how far along people are in their high school careers.
Hold on.
But with this game, it's been dead even.
I need the ball. She was on the floor with the ball in the corner.
A trip to the semifinal on the line. Final 6 seconds in, off the mark, put back, got it! Taylor Toole comes through for Delano, and the lead goes to the Tigers. 3.2 seconds remaining in this 3A quarterfinal matchup. And another Kennedy timeout by Quentin Johnson. And the question is, do you go for a 3 here to win the game at the buzzer, or do you go for the quick 2? I suppose you can get whatever you can get at this point. And with how well Kennedy's been able to work the interior, it's not like they haven't had any options. They've had a lot of options, especially down low, so we'll see where they go with it. And again, I can't say it enough. What a terrific end to the basketball season for both Kennedy and Delano. And we'd also like to thank our audience during this time for sticking with us here on this Wednesday night to watch quarterfinal playoff girls basketball on BEC-TV. Thank you so much for spending an evening with us here at BEC. If you'd like to get more, head on over to BECTV.org for more information as to where you can get a copy of this program. for all the other sports games that we've done this year and upcoming sports games. Also be sure to catch the live action too on our website and on our Facebook page. And here it is, the final 3 seconds for Kennedy. Burchett dribbles it. And we're going to get a foul here as the ball goes out right by me. 1 tick on the clock. Exactly 1 second. It's got to be a bam-bam play. Burchett heaves it up. No good, and Delano is going on to the section semifinal. Delano's had a lot of improvement that they've needed to show this year, and this has been a very, very rewarding experience, I'm sure. And all that hard work has paid off for the Tigers, and same for Kennedy. They've dealt with a very unprecedented situation, having to sit out the majority of the back half of their schedule due to the coronavirus exposure and having to sit in quarantine. And Kennedy to be able to come out of an extended quarantine period and do what they did tonight. Wow. Hats off to the Kennedy Eagles. And so there is the score. Delano 46, Kennedy 44. Delano goes on to the section semifinal. And Kennedy drops this game, but they played a great season coming out of the quarantine. And I don't think you can end the season any better than you can here for girls basketball at Kennedy High School. For our entire crew, this is Alex Redding alongside you guys. And again, another big shout out to our crew. They were here most of the day here today, getting things set up for this quarterfinal matchup. And again, if you'd like to catch a replay of this game, head on over to BEC-TV.org or our website, or our Facebook page rather, at facebook.com/BEC-TV. That about does it for me. Have a good night, everybody.